I feel maybe like I've walked into some parallel universe where like the laws of physics are different. I remember um, being told when I was younger that it was law that restaurants, fast food places had to offer you free water. Like this was a law. Now it didn't need to be a bottle of water, but you could get a cup, and it could even be a small cup. But that they had to give you a free cup of water, and this is so people wouldn't just drop dead. And my whole life, up until recently, I had been able to walk into places, and I didn't do this at gas stations because they have bottled stuff, but I mean, at a restaurant, I've been able to walk in and ask for water, and they'll give me a free water. And even a few years back, um, I went into a fast food place, and I said, "Can I just have water?" And they're like, "Oh, you don't want anything to eat?" And they felt bad that I didn't have food, and they gladly gave me a free cup of water. Um, but now that I needed water and I didn't have any water at my house, I went out to get a cup of water, a free cup of water, um, because if you didn't notice from my previous recent videos, there was some construction work going on right in front of my house where a neighbor's water pipe had been leaking underground. And so there was a lot of construction going on right next to my water line. And after that has taken place, I cannot drink the water in my house. It tastes dirty and it turns my stomach. It's probably full of lead and all other types of toxins. Because these are old lead pipes. They are coated with some type of plastic or something, and that keeps the lead from leaching into the water. Well, a few feet away from my pipe happens to be another pipe that was leaking. And so there were forklifts or not forklift, what do you call those? Just heavy equipment right there, digging up the ground and jackhammering the ground right next to my old lead pipe. So I'm sure that had cracked whatever lining was in there, and whenever that was placed in there, who knows. But anyways, I didn't have anything to drink. So I think this is yesterday. This is yesterday. So I'm going to complain about McDonald's, and I'm also going to complain about the state of the world here and how this has to change. This absolutely has to change. And I'm not expecting establishments to lose thousands of dollars. No one is. And we don't want free bottles of water. But the right to some form of drinking water so people don't die is something, this needs to be a law. I remember being told this was a law. My whole life I was able to get a cup of water when I asked, and then when I actually needed water, McDonald's refused. So here's the deal. This just happened right in front of my house. My water tasted horrible. This is actually after the water went through a water filter, which I purchased. I had a loan to buy this home and to do some repairs, and with my budget I had enough to buy a whole house water filter. So all of the water is going through that filter that I spent more than $1,000 on, and I am now out of money. So now this filter is ruined. This filter is ruined and the tap water is not drinkable. I had to get out my credit card and I had to charge DoorDash to deliver cheap drinks to my house. But anyways, the next day, right after this happened, I didn't realize that my water would taste disgusting. So I went to make my coffee as normal and I started drinking it. I'm like, oh, it tasted like a cup of metal shavings. It was horrible. I couldn't drink this water. And at that point, I still had like a couple of drinks I got at Walmart left. The next day, I had nothing left to drink. I had nothing in my house, and it was about 5 o'clock. I hadn't drank anything all day. It was after 4. So I thought by the time I get to McDonald's or something, it'll be 5. I'll be able to go there on my bike because my car has been sabotaged. I don't have a working vehicle right now. I have no friends, I have no family, I'm alone in the city, the church doesn't care, the church won't help, the neighbors, it's not appropriate. I don't think they want to help. They spy on me, and they're probably in a bad situation too. But anyways, I needed some water. It was almost 5 o'clock, and I hadn't drank anything all day, and I'm also broke. So I was on my bike, and I biked a half mile to McDonald's, and I said, "Oh, I need a free water." And so there was two young boys there, two young teenage boys that were employees, and they came up and they're like, "We don't have to give anyone free water." And they weren't really like rude. They acted like I was wronging them, and they were proving me wrong. Like they acted like they were in the right to not give me a free water. This is strange because they weren't mean or anything like that, but they're like, "Actually, we don't have to give any free water," and then we'll look it up, and we don't have to give free water, and they're really proud of themselves that they won. But here's the thing: I didn't have any water in my house to drink. I didn't have any water in my house to drink, and I don't have any money. Um, I actually did have a $1 bill. Yeah, I actually did, and I didn't think of it. I forgot about this. I was going to put this money in the collection plate at church, but they kicked me out of the church, and I'm not allowed to go back. Anyway, so I did have this, but I wasn't thinking about it at the time. I could not even really afford the drinks that I just purchased. But good thing we have credit cards. But anyways, here's the situation. I really needed some water. It was dinner time. I didn't have any water to drink all day. I don't have anyone else who cares or will bring me a water. There's honestly nobody that cares. So I'm just in a situation where it's me by myself, and somehow God makes sure that I'm still in my home and I still have my dogs. But there's a lot of things that I don't have that would make my life easier. And one of them is water that comes out of my tap that doesn't taste like metal shavings. So anyways, those boys there, and I'm not saying they were bad or anything like that, but it seemed like they had been talked to by management or something, and there were scammers, or people just come in and get free water. Maybe they fill it up with soda. I don't know. And that when people ask for water, we're bad or we're trying to steal or something. And I guess it's possible that someone can go to the soda fountain and they could put another drink in. But they're already spying on us. There's cameras everywhere. So it'd be really easy to catch thieves in the act and ban them from the store. It really would. The technology is there. There's smart dust. But when you want a cup of water, I didn't even need to get it. I asked, if they could get it and they could fill it and hand it to me. It could be a little cup because I didn't have anything to drink all day. And then they were kind of arguing, and a guy come up behind, and they're like, "It's $1. It's $1." And they were like, "It's $1 for a cup of water." And I said, "I don't have $1." And then there was a guy come up behind me. He looked like a father, a husband, or something, and just a normal guy. And he said, "I got her water." And I'm like, "Oh." I said, "Thank you, you didn't need to do it." So this man came up behind me and purchased my water. Maybe this is an angel, I don't know. But this is horrible. I didn't want him to have to buy my water. But these kids that worked at the restaurant, they weren't bad or anything like that. But apparently they had been coached that it is wrong of us to walk in and ask for water. When I didn't have any water at my house, I don't have a working car to go to the grocery store and buy drinks. So I was at the point of having a backpack and having to put drinks in that, to which I don't have any money, and then carry all of the water back to my house after a 5-mile bike ride. And yes, I can do this, but I had woken up and I was thirsty, and I was hoping that I could just bike a half mile down to McDonald's and they would give me a free cup of water. Especially since I was planning on using my credit card and going back later and actually buying something to eat with a drink. But at that point, I can't afford to be spending $1 on a bottle of water. So I don't know what's going on here. But this whole thing with McDonald's is crazy. So I guess this video is going to be about two separate things. And I'm going to let you guys know now that God's remnant is on the earth, and these are good people. good people that don't want to harm anyone else. We don't want to take advantage of anybody. Um, and we've been put in bad situations and been treated wrongly. We've had our money stolen, accusations, all types of things have happened to us by the disbelievers. This is the absolute truth. So we're in a bad situation. Some of us are homeless. We're poor. We don't have a lot of basic necessities. We don't have access to clean clothes. A lot of times we don't have vehicles. Some do, some don't. And this is the point to where you're restricting water to people that need it. There are good people out there that need it. And my point in saying that is that God is using this period of time to judge the earth. And this includes businesses and restaurants. And you can have a policy. You can have a policy that says that you don't have to give a free water. But I believe that God is going to judge you, and you're going to go out of business or go into obscurity if you don't give people free water. Now, we don't want bottles of water, and actually, it could be required that we bring in our own cup too. I can even understand that, because I could go back to my house, and I could bring a cup with me. But if I bring my cup to the store, and then you could fill it for me, maybe let's make that the law. And you say, okay, we have to spend 3 cents for this cup and this straw, okay? So we're going to charge you $1. But so we can't give it to you free because 3 cents adds up. If we give away 100 free cups of water, but times 3 cents, then we will have wasted $3, which I would say they are saving by deliberately understaffing. They are understaffed on purpose because they are not hiring people to save money. This is what they're doing. And they are also saving money by having these kiosks where you order the food yourself. And when you order the food yourself, then you can't add free water on there. There's no place to put it. And there's no place to complain. There's no place to get your money back if the establishment wrongs you. And so, yes, there are narcissists and scammers. That's absolutely true. So you have good people that don't want to scam anyone, and then you have narcissists and disbelievers that are scamming, they're nickel and diming, they're suing, they're causing trouble. So then the good people, we just get screwed over. And so here's the thing. The businesses and establishments that treat us wrong are going to be judged by God. And the ones that treat us right are going to be judged by God as well. So the businesses and establishments that are kind or fair with believers are going to be blessed, and they're going to continue on into the future and be prosperous. And those that don't, that treat us wrong, nickel and dime us, don't give us a free cup of water, you're going to go down. And this is just the way it is. So this is kind of funny. I went to McDonald's a couple days ago. So I didn't really have much food left, and I also didn't have any drinks at this time, so I thought I'll order a meal and it'll come with a drink. And so I was standing there at the checkout line for like 5-10 minutes or something, and no one came up. And then there was another woman standing, like there was another aisle, like where the orders were picked up. And I asked her, is there a reason nobody's coming to the checkout? And she said, oh, I don't know, they must be behind. And she said, have you seen this self-checkout kiosk? And so I went to and she actually did it for me and walked me through it. And it was really nice of her to do this. And then there was another woman there too. And she's like, oh, are you from the United States? Are you from the United States? She thought I was a foreigner because I never heard of such a thing as a self-checkout kiosk. I guess I have been living under a bush or something for the last decade. I don't know. But I didn't really go to McDonald's once, but I came one other time, and I actually waited in the line, and I didn't see the kiosk. And this time, they just weren't coming to the checkout at all, so I had to go to the kiosk. And then at the end, you have the choice of whether to pay right here or to pay at the checkout, okay? And I said, pay at the checkout, because I want to ask for a free cup of water, too, because I can't even put this in the computer. And I get up to the line, and I was able to ask. They were so understaffed, it was taking like 10 minutes for each person to get their order. And you're telling me that McDonald's is charging $1 for a cup of water? they're charging $1 for a cup of water and we're bad. Um, no, um, they're deliberately screwing us over in every way possible to where we can't get our money back. And right next to the checkout is this whole big advertisement for DoorDash, which is even worse. Because when they mess up the order, then they can't even, it's like they can't even be forced to refund then, because it goes into somebody else's, what do you call it? It's in someone else's hands, essentially. So there's, when you pay money for your order on DoorDash, you pay DoorDash or you pay Uber Eats. And then they pay McDonald's. So it's even safer then that they won't be getting a charge back. They won't have to do any refunds. So they love this. So they have a huge advertisement right there. And you'd think for that alone they would still be able to offer free water. But that's not good enough. They hire half as many people as they need. And that's surely saving enough money. So let's say that 50 people a day, they want a free cup of water. That cup of water probably costs them 3 cents, maybe even 5 cents. I don't know. I imagine it's closer to 3 cents. When you buy cups in bulk, they are not expensive. Plus, they've made them thinner now, so there's less material. We'll say 5 cents. This is way more than it actually costs them when they are buying thousands and thousands of cups at a time. So 5 times 50. So maybe they waste $2.50 a day giving away free water. I don't know. Well, hey, I'll even say $5 or $10. How much money are they saving by hiring half as many people as they need to run their business effectively? And they pretend like it's because no one wants to work there. No, they're deliberately not hiring anyone to save money. And then they are charging us $1, and they're making us check ourselves out. We can't, there's no customer service. You can stand there and wait at the checkout and no one's going to come. You're not going to get your money back. And then they're telling you to order on DoorDash, so there's no way you can get your money back. DoorDash messes everything up. And then if you try to file a refund with them, well, you can only do that so many times. And every single order with them is wrong. Every single, at least for me. Now, maybe it's fine for you. I seem to get slammed with every single problem. Every single part of my life gets slammed somehow or another. Just like right now. I expected that I would be able to go to my kitchen and get a glass of water out of my tap. I am paying the city money to have running water in my house. And I didn't expect the neighbor's water line to leak. And then I didn't expect them to tear open the road, jackhammer down there, pull it out, replace it right next to my pipe, and then mine's still there. And now my water tastes horrible. And it's probably giving me all types of cancer, poisoning me, Alzheimer's, who knows what from drinking this. And it's probably destroyed my water filter that I spent more than $1,000 on, and now my money is gone. And I try to bike a half mile down to McDonald's to get me a free cup of water, and those little boys there are like, nope, we don't have to give you a free water. We don't have to give you free water. And the man behind me offers me, well, thank goodness, because this was a chance for that man to be blessed by God. May God bless you, sir. May God bless you. If somebody came to my house and they needed water to drink, somebody knocked on my door and asked for water, I would give them a cup of water. And if I worked for McDonald's, I would give them a cup of water too. But I wouldn't give them a large, I'd just give them a little one. Because those little cups are really cheap, and that's all they have to provide. They don't need to have a giant, extra large cup. They just have a little one. Nobody that wants to steal a cup of soda is gonna, get a little free complimentary cup, fill that up and leave. That's not enough. And it's obvious, because that's the free cup. So that would be a sign somebody has stolen right there. Because you only get the free cup for free water. So there should only be, clear liquid in that. But this McDonald's thing is ridiculous. And I had never heard this in my entire life. So I'd been told, and I remember hearing this, that establishments had to give free water. And my whole life, walking into places and asking for water, I was always given water. And then, when I need it right now, it wasn't there. They were nickeling and diming me. They're charging me $1 for a cup of water. And, it looks like there is no law now. Well, I think there should be. There should be a law. And if the restaurants can't offer free water, then maybe there should be just drinking fountains outside. Like as you're walking around, there should just be a water fountain or something. They do this in a lot of Europe. Like in Italy, when I went there many years ago with a narcissist, there's a lot of public fountains, and you can fill up your bottles with it. And so people aren't giving you, the restaurants don't have to give you any free water there, but as you walk around, there's fountains all over the place, and you refill your own cup for free. And so this is another solution. But there has to be something, especially considering that a lot of times the public water can be contaminated. There's a lot of poverty. So people need water to drink. Because at 3 days, you need to have water in 3 days. And so I really was not pleased with this McDonald's experience. Once again, they pass all the cost on to us. And here's another thing about McDonald's, is I don't have a cell phone. Number one, it gives you brain cancer. It gives you brain cancer to use a cell phone. And it also makes people stupid. And I'm going to say this honestly. I don't have any cell phone, and I don't use any cell phone. And you shouldn't either. I saw a woman walking, it was many years ago. I was at the mall, and there's a woman walking with her cell phone up to her ear. That whole side of her head was shaved, and she had a big scar from having brain cancer cut out, and she was holding the cell phone right there and didn't even see the correlation. This is what happens. And in Israel, they already have warnings that you have to hold it so many inches away from your head because it causes cancer. So anyways, they want everyone to have this, so we all get cancer. And so that they spy on us, track us, they can frame us for crimes, or they can catch criminals too. So that's a good side. But the ruling class, the politicians, and the police have to be moral and upright. So they have to be believers, essentially. If they are disbelievers or if they're corrupt, then the system will be used to oppress us. But if they are good, then it will be used to liberate us. So it could go either way. But anyways, here's the issue. I don't have a cell phone. I don't have any money. Even if I didn't care if I got brain cancer, I can't afford a cell phone. I don't have any money to afford a cell phone. But also, I don't want cancer, and I don't want to be brainwashed, and I don't want a cell phone. I fundamentally disagree with this. And I think it could be implemented properly, but it's not. It's not being done. It's not being done right. It's only being used to harm us. Is what the fallen angels do. They release information or technology, and it could be used for good or bad. But the way that we get this is only for bad and to cause hatred, division, health problems. So, anyways, you guys know those little giveaways and the little game card things, the tabs that they would give away, at certain times there are promotions to where your fries, your drink, or your burger, it's got a little peel off tab, and then underneath it's a little game piece, and it tells you if you've won a free fry, you've won something, you won some money. Well, they still have those, but you know what they do today? They force you to go onto a cell phone app and scan them there. So there's no way to redeem these without a cell phone. I'm thinking about suing. Seriously, I just saw a guy on TV. He's called the Tiger, and he fights for us. I am this close to calling the Tiger. I am this close to calling the Tiger. And I say, I got about 50 things I could sue people for. My roof, my siding, my porch, my plumbing, free water, the McDonald's game pieces, Uber Eats, DoorDash. There's a million other things that I can't even remember. eBay, PayPal. I like Poshmark. They're still good. They're trying to hold out. My bank has screwed me over. The person that was supposed to fix my vehicle. There's probably let's see, my ex-narc who has not sold the house yet that I was supposed to get paid for, the false claim there. There's some RICO case I could set up. I'm this close to contacting the Tiger, and I could add my drinking water and my water filter to that, and I can add McDonald's to that as well, because you guys suck, okay? And see, I am the kindest, nicest person that you will meet. I am nice to everyone, but I don't put up with us being taken advantage of. This is not right. This is not right. So if you're worried about losing $3 a day with your free water, then require us to bring in our own cup, and then you can fill it for us. Because I really did need water. And I could have died, honestly. I mean, God wouldn't let me die. But if God wasn't protecting me, I could have died of a heat stroke because I didn't have anything to drink. And this is the situation that you will run into in this country, in the United States. This is horrendous. And so God has placed me in this situation to know the struggles of the little people, to know the struggles that homeless people go through, and what poor people go through, and how when you need legal assistance and you need legal aid, there is no one there and no one to help. There was no one there when I needed to sue. Well, I did just see some new ads for the Tiger, and I am this close to contacting the Tiger. And actually, I've been pleased with my city. They haven't come after me or anything like that. So hopefully they will take care of this water situation. But just every business, every establishment, like my fence was not installed completely correctly. My shed was not installed completely correctly. I could sue for those too. There are so many things where people have tried to steal from me, sabotage me, take advantage of me, and when I need a cup of water, McDonald's won't even give me a cup of water. And they act like I'm in the wrong to even ask. This is horrible. And it's not so much about me, it's about everyone. Anyone that walks in there, you don't know what their situation is, and they need a cup of water. You can't go into the gas station and get a cup of water. We don't have drinking fountains. I can't go to the street corner and there's just a fountain there that I can refill. And I saved my cup. So maybe I can sneak in there and use my same cup and refill it. And have them call the police. That's fine. They can go ahead and do that. But I did get my credit card out and I ordered drinks. And so I'm going to be putting all these videos on the internet. Is we need to have some way to get free water. And it's not just me, it's everybody. And there are situations where, I think it was in Flint, Michigan, where the tap water is contaminated. It's not clean, it's not healthy. And it's a basic fundamental right to live that we need water. And, why do we pay any taxes at all? Our taxes should be zero if we can't even be given a cup of water if we really need it. And honestly, I might be able to walk down to the city building and say, hey, I need a cup of water. And they might, someone there might be kind enough to give me a cup of water, but they don't have cups there. And this is ridiculous, and that's not their job. There needs to be another way. And no one is asking for free apartments or even meals, because you can go a month without eating, but you can only go 3 days without water. And this is the way they treat people in the United States, good people. And I just walk into places and get treated in a way that is disrespectful, even if it is store policy. They have zero tolerance store policy in the way that they treat me, and you can see that they're uncomfortable with it because they know they're coming under judgment. They're coming under judgment because when you have a good person, this goes for any of you guys as well, when your heart's in the right place and you're not trying to scam anybody, and you get treated like a criminal because they have to treat you the same as somebody that's obviously a thief, that's obviously stealing. They have to treat you the same way. And they can't help you. And they can't give you a cup of water. You're going to be judged by God. This is a warning here, and it's not my city. It's the whole country, and probably the whole world is coming into judgment because God has placed some of us in situations where we need help, and then people come into our circle, have the opportunity to help us, and then time after time they let us down. They don't help. And then that God is going to judge them. But every once in a while someone comes in and they actually do help, and God is going to bless them. So this is not a threat. And it's not like a warning, it's just a statement of truth. It's a statement of facts, and that's what's going on now. And we had the chance to be just fine, to be on our feet, um, to not be living in poverty, and to be making ends meet. And every time a person came into contact with us, then they were given a chance to be blessed by God. They were given a chance to help someone out, and then God would see that charity and bless them. But you can see by the situations that we are in how many people chose to do the right thing. How many people chose to help. And this is not about helping people that don't want to help themselves. People that have been with narcissists, people that have had to flee and have had to leave everything. And they're not in a good situation and they need help. And then you can look at everyone who's come into contact with them and had the ability, an opportunity to help them. And look at the situation they are still in. That is how many people have failed. This is an unfortunate thing. So maybe this is a public service announcement. I'm not pleased with McDonald's. I do think they are going to have to go down. I like the taste of the fries. I like the taste. I can eat their fish sandwiches. Their shakes, they taste good too. They charged $10. It was actually a little more than $10 for a meal of fries, a fish, and yes, it was large, but fries, a fish sandwich, and a strawberry shake. And I had to ring up myself, and I had to wait 10 minutes to get my order. And they act like they're doing a favor to give me a free cup of water, and it wasn't even filtered. It tasted like dirty water too, but it was at least drinkable. I did drink some of it, but this is insane. And then they're running around. The employees are working really hard. The employees were doing a great job. They were completely overworked. I'm sure they were only getting paid a fraction of what they deserved, because they were doing the work of two people. Each one was doing the work of two people in there, because McDonald's was not hiring enough. And I don't believe, if they have a sign that says now hiring, I don't believe it. I really don't believe that. I think that they are deliberately not hiring people in order to save money. Because if somebody comes in and asks for a position and they hand it, where does it go? Who gets the application? Who gets called back? We don't even know. There's no way to trace or track any of this. It could all be for show because they're all understaffed, and there's no way. There's no way this is the case. If it's not actually corporate policy, I don't believe it isn't. They make it appear like they're hiring, but I doubt they are. I highly doubt they are. They're probably not even doing interviews. And this is the way a lot of stores have gone. Now, I would say that next year things are going to be a lot different. And a lot of people will finally see justice, and we don't want to see anyone go down. We don't want to see the downfall, But that's just going to be a consequence of treating people wrong. And if somebody really needs a cup of water and you refuse that, well, now I actually was thinking of going back there and every once in a while buying food at that McDonald's. It was really close to my house. And now I don't really want to go back there at all. And I do happen to know that in the future I'm going to be doing fine. And I'm going to have plenty of money in the future. And now I don't want to go back to that McDonald's. And the other one forcing me to check myself out, I honestly don't want to go to that one either. And even though this is the thing, I like the taste of the food. But I'm not going to be disrespected and taken advantage of. And a lot of other people feel the same way. Is just basic human dignity and just mutual respect is what should be expected. And the establishments that aren't going to do these things, we're just going to boycott and not go back. And I don't care if you're a conservative business. I don't care if you're a liberal business. It's just basic common decency. If you don't have that, I'm going to have to boycott. And I like the taste of those fries, and I like that shake. And I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe I'm not going to go back there again. That's how I truly feel. In any place that if I went there and I asked for a cup of water and they said no, honestly, I might not go back. Because even though I'm poor now, I'm not going to be poor in the future. And possibly all of these old videos will come back up to the surface. The way McDonald's, and this is not about me complaining about me. When I walk in, I'm experiencing what other people in the same situation are experiencing. There are a couple other people in my city. They have bikes as transportation. They're not doing well financially. They might need a cup of water too. So when they go, this is also how they are being treated. And I'm sure for others out there as well. But luckily, I still do have this webcam. I'm making this video and putting it out there. Is just need to do better. Everyone needs to do better. And I see a lot of places, they're not offering good customer service. They're not listening to the customer. They're cutting corners. They're not really answering questions. They're pushing things off. You have to keep coming back and asking over and over again. And then you see these minimum wage workers, employees, at like Fazoli's or McDonald's, and they are working really hard, and they are moving fast, and they're not getting paid jack shit. This is wrong too. McDonald's, you need to be paying, since you don't have enough employees. If you say your problem is that no one wants a job, then you should be paying your employees twice as much, because they're doing the job of 2 people. Say you should have 15 people working there, and you only have 7. Then you need to pay them twice as much money, because they're doing the work of 2 people. And this also in the same way, if somebody is not really doing their job and not offering good customer service, perhaps they need a pay cut, or they're going to be forced to take one when we start boycotting. And so every place needs to offer some form of free water, and I think maybe there needs to be some sign that says you got to bring your own cup in, you got to bring your own bottle in. You know, maybe they got a water fountain and they can fill it up and give it right back. I don't know. Or maybe you just walk in and there's a water fountain right there. And if the establishment can't afford it, then maybe the government can put a water fountain in each of the restaurants, so that when people come in, then they don't die. Okay, there has to be some solution, but in the meanwhile, when we don't have a fix, just be polite to people. It's not us versus you. It's somebody needs some water to drink. And also, I'm not pleased with McDonald's. Their price is so much now, it's almost the same as Panera. It's not good quality, and Panera has a lot better service. It's a lot better service. You see them preparing the food at both places, but one actually has some fruits and vegetables, the other doesn't. But regardless, Panera is a lot better restaurant than McDonald's, and the prices are not that much different, honestly. They're actually about the same when you consider the amount of food that you're getting. I'm not sure. But I know everything is tough now. But it seems like a lot of this is political. Like, they just all decided, like, all the restaurants decided to jack their prices up at the same time. And, like, they just all decided to stop having customer service and to ignore us. And this goes beyond inflation. It's like something spiritual that's going on now. They like all got together. It's like, it's not a monopoly, it's an oligopoly. Like, they all got together and decided, let's just all have bad customer service. And they decided it at the same exact time. And those of you that aren't doing the right things, you're going to be going down in the future. And those of you who are still treating the customer right and doing what you can, and even if you can't offer anything for free, you're being polite while you say, we just really can't, or, give us your own cup, or maybe I need 5 cents. But it's not $1 for a cup of water. This is ridiculous. Something's got to give. But the judgment time is now. Did like the taste of that McDonald's, but not enough. I don't like it more than my own self-respect. So I might have to boycott that, just like I boycotted Dollar Tree. We're going to see, guys. We need to contribute towards betterment, and when we're taken advantage of, then we need to tell. We need to share our stories and our testimonies. And out of all the big major things that have happened to me, I haven't spoken a lot on my personal life. There's a lot going on in my personal life, but I'm going to talk about McDonald's. I'm going to talk about free water, because that affects all of us, and this is important. And not being able to get legal assistance when you're poor. But I did see someone that was offering some services these last couple months. I did not see this all last year. So I think I'm going to call it a tiger. And maybe I'll have some choice words about this. There are scratch-off game cards in McDonald's requiring you to have a cell phone. Maybe if there's somewhere you can, like, sign up on a website and not have a cell phone. This is discrimination. against people without cell phones. This actually is discrimination because I can't afford a cell phone even, and I don't want brain cancer. So I think that maybe McDonald's should be sued for forcing people to get brain cancer by forcing them to use a cell phone to redeem their game tokens. I don't know. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking about this. I think I'm going to call up the tiger, and I've got quite a lot of things. Like maybe I need to spend a whole day just writing down all the people that have screwed me over these past 2 years. It's a really long list. But McDonald's, you're going to be on there too. Okay, thanks for watching. God bless you guys.